Hey, gang, it's Bob Bannister coming at you with another edition of Rock Talk, all brought to you by CGCM Rock Radio and Rock Is Not Dead Australia. Now, this time around, we've got a very exciting chat. We are sitting down with a couple guys, Alan and Shinbone from the band Shockwave City. They've just released their debut EP and they've just come fresh off a show with Bengal Tigers. We've seen Bengal Tigers on an edition of Rock Talk already. This time around, we are chatting with Shockwave City. These guys are just so dynamic and so fresh, and I'm expecting big things from these guys on the music scene over the next little while. So, without further ado, let's step inside the studio. Oh, by the way, if I haven't said so before, click that like, that share, that subscribe, and help us out. Help out Shockwave City, help out CGCM Rock Radio, and Rock Is Not Dead Australia. Drop us a comment in the comments below, and let us know what's going on, and click that bell icon. So, like I said, into the studio, here we go. Shinbone and Alan from Shockwave City on this edition of Rock Talk with CGCM Rock Radio and Rock Is Not Dead Australia. And as promised, Rockaholics, here we are on this edition of Rock Talk with CGCM Rock Radio and Rock Is Not Dead Australia. Joining us this time around from Brisbane, Australia, we have got Alan, we've got Shinbone from the band Shockwave City. Welcome in, gentlemen. How you doing?
Good guys,
Thanks,
how
Bob.
are you?
Doing fine.
Excellent. Now, you guys are just about set to release a brand new, or your debut EP, I should say, and that is Full Throttle Fever. Is that correct?
Mm. Yes, we are. We're
Correct.
in the process of just doing the recording at the moment and getting it underway. So very exciting.
Absolutely. Been following along with the videos that you've been posting on YouTube or on Facebook rather. Now, you guys are going to be releasing this on May the 1st, but you're playing a pretty cool gig with a friend of Rock Talk. I'm talking of the Bengal Tigers.
Yes, that's going to be a good one.
Certainly.
Good show. So yeah, we're excited. We can't wait. So Full Throttle Fever, we're just going to release the single, but we've got obviously a fair few songs that we're going to be playing on that night. So that are brand new. So we're really excited for it.
Very cool. Now, what's the story of Shockwave City, guys? Bring us up to speed for those of us that are just learning about your band.
Jimbo?
Well, I guess we all know each other from being in different bands and playing in different bands together. And Alan, correct me if I'm wrong. Batch of songs that were written there that were lying around, and probably some of the other bands we were in weren't the perfect vehicle for releasing these. So we've been talking about this for a couple of months, and this side of the new year been quite busy jumping in and getting busy and rehearsing and hashing out all the arrangements. So yeah, we're pretty excited. So it's going to be, I guess, a throwback to our influences, and certainly a nod going forward and keeping it modern. So we're looking forward to getting out there and rocking and rolling with some people.
Very cool. And speaking of influences, where do you guys both draw your musical influences from?
I guess
Me,
myself
I guess
personally, you go, Alan.
no, you're okay. Sorry, mate. So Motley Crue would be mine. Poison, those glam bands back from the
Oh
'80s.
yeah.
But I do love a lot of the old, Black Sabbath. I grew up with Mum with that, Kiss, and a lot of other big bands from the '80s as well.
How about you, Shinbone?
Ditto for that as well. So I think we're on the same page with a lot of those different influences and bands we listen to, and that I guess provides that common ground for the band as well. So
Now, this is your first gig together. Is it the gig with Bengal Tigers?
correct.
Yes, yeah, first ever show.
So I was going to ask what people can expect from the from Shockwave City, but what can you expect from Shockwave City on this first gig, guys?
We've
We're
got
not going to
no
be
idea.
quiet, that's for sure.
No, we're going to come out very loud and proud, and hopefully that everyone's going to love what we're doing. So it's something new, it's something vibrant, and it's more modern to what we're used to doing. So hopefully everyone loves what's going to come out.
Excellent, excellent, and big tip of the hat to Shane at Dunwell Touring and Promotions, and that guy is just putting out some phenomenal stuff. I've been doing some work with him myself, and yeah, just big tip of the hat to him and everybody involved there. So, tell us, what inspired both of you guys to get into music anyway?
For
I
me,
guess
I
for
guess
me,
it was,
just yeah. Sorry, mate.
you go,
I
mate.
guess for
Sorry, you go.
me, we need like a cue button here.
Yeah, there we
I guess
go.
for me, just music's always been a big part of my life since I was a teenager. And even in my younger days, having grew up with music playing around the house, whether it was some Beatles, Stones, Eagles, Creedence, that type of stuff, and then you know, having I guess some neighbours, I'd borrow some records off and bring them back home and start getting into a lot of these bands, like Alan mentioned before, Sabbath, Kiss, Motley Crue, that kind of thing. I think it was just a natural evolution for me, just going to see shows and going, I want to be doing some of that. I want to be up there performing in front of people. So that's it was a kind of a no brainer for me, and it's fun.
Mm. How about you, Alan?
Well, me, I started off very young. So I used to do plays when I was living in Tasmania. So I started off with playing in one called Seven Little Australians, and that's where I sort of got my musical influence from there. And growing up with diversity through the household, mum was, 80s rock star, and dad was listening to his 50s, swinging music and stuff like that.
Mm.
But they loved the disco. And Fridays and Saturday nights for me in the 80s was watching Rage and Roxette and Kiss and all those big bands coming out through Rage there. So that's my musical influence right there.
Right, right. So would you say then with all your musical influences though, guys, that there's a kind of a guilty pleasure in there somewhere that, if someone went through your record collection and went, "What's
Yep.
this?" They'd catch you
Yeah,
on it. Alan, you go first on this one.
I've got one. I don't know if I really should be saying this, but
It's
like
okay.
Mine. Savage Garden's one of mine, I suppose. Like I knew Darren back in the day before he was sort of got famous as well.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, I kind of like music.
Shinbone.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't have a Rick Astley album in my collection. But, but I
That
guess I mean that's the varieties of spice of life, and like I said, I grew up with some neighbours I used to borrow albums off. The brother had all the metal and rock albums, and the sister I used to get into things like New Order, The Cure, The Smiths, that kind of stuff. So, and being at a young age, there was no rules. I was just like a sponge and just you know getting into everything and absorbing everything I could.
That's okay. That's okay. 'Cause, I mean, everybody's got that guilty pleasure. I absolutely love Linda Ronstadt myself, and just anytime she comes on the radio, it's like, okay, quiet, turn it up.
Look, a good song's a good song, right?
Bingo. That's it right there. So, what's your songwriting process like? Start with Shinbone on this one.
I guess Alan might be better to comment on this one since he's him and our other guitarist Dan, I guess the principal songwriters, and Alan might be able to give some background as to
Okay.
some of these songs that have been around a lot longer than others. But I guess as far as my involvement's been, learning the songs, we come to rehearsal, we hash out some arrangements, we've changed things as we've gone just to see how they will or won't work, and then being able to add some little flavors in there myself. So that's been good, and certainly trying to keep up with these other guys is part of the problem. As soon as like one song's finished, there's another one's been uploaded to the Dropbox, and here we go again. So no shortage of ideas coming through, which is good.
That's always a good thing. That's always a good thing. Alan, what's the creative
Yes.
process?
Well, generally, so you're looking at it. I'm in here generally most of the time, and this is where the creative process happens. I don't know. It's hard to say. I might be laying in bed asleep, and like Full Throttle Fever, for instance, I woke up singing that in the middle of the night, and everyone in the household didn't really like that. But so I was up 2 o'clock in the morning writing that, sorting it out. I generally, if I've come up with an idea, I'll sit in here, I'll do some of the guitar chords, do a vocal melody, and send it off to Dan, and then he'll either rework the whole song and use the vocal melody that I've done, put over the top, and send it back, and they go, how about this? And then I'll redo the vocals, send it through, upload it, boys put their flair on it, and away we go. So I think we've got about 13 or 14 songs there, but the boys have only got about 7 or 8 of them so far.
Oh, there you go. So it's not the wake up in the middle of the night, quickly grab the phone and mumble something into it and back to
No,
sleep.
no, not that for me, unfortunately. I've got to get up and do it. Otherwise, I've been caught out before where you go back to sleep and it just goes away.
I'm guilty of that. I sleep with my phone beside me, and anytime I get an idea for a radio commercial or something like that, I'll wake up and I'll grab it and type it in there, and then the next day I'll be like, "That's stupid." Delete.
You should hear some of the stuff on my phone, bloody hell.
So how long do you hang on to an idea though before you chuck it in the bin?
Um, I've got one here I've been working on for a very long time. It's a ballad. It's called Calling You Tonight. I don't know if we're ever going to use it, but it'll just sit there. We'll rework it, see how it goes. I've just got to try and get the flavor right for the vocal melodies, which is there. It's just, I'm not happy with it right now.
Now,
So it's the first ballad we've ever done, so we'll see how it goes.
right. So this is a new child, so to speak.
Yes and no. So probably about 8 or 9 years old that when Dan and I wrote this. And it's just reworking it, trying to figure out where the parts should go properly. It's kind of like our November Rain, you could say.
Very cool. Now, do you guys have a piece of advice you'd like to pass on to just a kid that's coming out of into the music industry that maybe is just trying to get his feet wet already and something you wish somebody had have said to you and passed along to you when you guys were just starting out?
Don't listen to the
Get it?
bullshit.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing. Move forward every day.
Get out of the bedroom and start playing with other people because you may think you're the only one, but there's plenty of other people like you are out there that are keen to get out and jam. And don't wait till you think you're good enough at a certain level. I think the real learning happens when you're jamming and playing with other like-minded people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, everybody's got one of those songs that comes on the radio and you just go, damn, I wish I wrote that. Alan, what's yours?
Oh, what would it be? Monkey Business.
Okay. Yeah,
Like,
that's a good one.
yeah. Oh, that's a ball terror of a song. Even
Yes.
Balls to the Wall by Accept. That was a bloody brilliant song back then too.
Yeah, absolutely. Shinbone.
Oh, that's a tough question. There's so many. Maybe Africa by Toto. It'd be a good one.
Now, it's that interesting you mentioned that because Steve Lukather is one of those artists that, in my opinion, has kind of been under the radar for so long, but that guy just kicks ass for lack of a better phrase.
Mm. Yeah, definitely, like so versatile. Definitely a great rock guitar player. Probably on a lot of albums that people don't know they're listening to him. But
Hmm.
certainly a good foundation there, and Toto are such a versatile band themselves, and he's one of those players that just gets in there and rips it up, and good player, good songwriter.
Hmm. Absolutely. And his latest project was just phenomenal as well. Now, guys, before I wrap this up, I like to do this little game show called The Wrong Game. Gonna throw you out some questions here, and the only thing that you have to do is answer the question with a wrong answer. So we've got three categories you can choose from. We've got general knowledge, we've got sports, and we've got music. You choose.
Should
Inbone.
we say music,
Let's
or are
go
we supposed to be
music.
given the wrong answer?
There you go. That's 1 point for Shinbone.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with music then. Who was the lead singer of the Stones?
Michael Bolton.
That would be interesting.
John Bon Jovi,
Yes. What instrument was Jimi Hendrix known for playing?
a flute.
I think I heard that version in the elevator the other day. Who's the king
Oh,
of rock and roll?
Michael Jackson.
What's
Mad Max,
what's the name of the Beatles drummer?
Steven Adler.
We would have also accepted Charlie Watts. And finally, what rock band features a logo with a tongue sticking out?
Oh, that'd have to be my crew.
There you go. All right, Alan. All right, Shinbone. Thank you guys for joining us in this edition of Rock Talk with CGCM Rock Radio and Rock is Not Dead Australia. Take another further moment and shamelessly self-promote the band, guys.
Been a pleasure having us on. Yeah, we're Shockwave City. You can find us on all platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. And you can go there, even on email, and catch us there as well.
Excellent.
Thanks for having us, Bob. Once again, first gig coming up, our debut gig on May 1st, Bengal Tigers, Kalatone and Dio Rising. Come down and see us if you're in the Gold Coast or Brisbane area. So very exciting for us. It's probably going to be a lot of nervous energy there, and we'll aim to let that all happen out on stage.
Very, very cool, guys. And hey, don't forget, friends, click that like, share, subscribe button. Support Shockwave City, support CGCM Rock Radio and Rock is Not Dead Australia. And we'll catch you again the next time on another edition of Rock Talk.